Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services. It's a video on daily news and editorial analysis, which I'll be covering from the Hindu and Indian Express. So the most important news and editorial of the day, that is relevant for examination, both from prelims and mains perspective, will be discussed in this session. Let's get started with news topic list. Today is 25th of July. The first news is India to set and defense command for the trilateral services. The other is Delhi has been reported with the monkeypox cases. Now, center to auction the 5G spectrums. Fourth, study on snow leopard and its prey. This is the news. And the last is an editorial, a shoot in the arm of rule of law. So, important editorial that will give you an insight about the bail's rule and the problem that has arisen because of the bail that was given by the lower court in the judiciary. Apart from the news and editorial, at the end of this video, there will be MCQ based question. These questions will be based on current affairs that will help you for the upcoming prelims examination, right? So without any further delay, let's get started. And before that, if you are new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services on YouTube. If you like this video, if you find this video informative and helpful, do not forget to press a like button. So starting with the first news of the day, that is India to set up joint theatre command for the trilateral services. This is a news that is again important for General Studies paper 2 precisely, and that the topic various security forces and their mandate. So recently, while speaking during the 23rd Kargil summit, the Defense Minister of India has said that they will be setting up of a joint theatre command, and this command will be helping in coordination and enhancing द आर्म्ड फोर्सेस. जितने भी ट्राईलेटरल सर्विसेज इंडिया में जो ट्राई सर्विसेज है आर्मी नेवी और एयरफोर्स, उनको मदद करेगी फॉर हैविंग अ बेटर कोऑर्डिनेशन, राइट? सो दिस इज व्हाट द बेसिक प्रेमाइस वाज. ही वाज एक्चुअली एड्रेसिंग द 23rd Kargil दिवस, राइट? नाउ व्हाट मोर द डिफेंस मिनिस्टर हैज सेड, ही सेड दैट इंडिया वुड बी मूविंग फ्रॉम बीइंग द वर्ल्ड लार्जेस्ट इंपोर्टर टू द डिफेंस इक्विपमेंट. अब इंडिया एक्सपोर्टर बनने जा रही है, अब इंपोर्ट कम करेंगे और एक्सपोर्ट को बढ़ाएंगे. How this has happened? Because India has also set up of target under the आत्मनिर्भर भारत इनिशिएटिव. जो आत्मनिर्भर भारत इनिशिएटिव है उसके अंदर ये कोशिश की जा रही है कि जो हमारे एक्सपोर्ट है उनको बढ़ाया जाए. नाउ इंडिया इज द वर्ल्ड लार्जेस्ट इंपोर्टर, बट इट इज अमॉन्ग द टॉप 25 नेशन दैट हैज इंगेज्ड इन द डिफेंस एक्सपोर्ट एज वेल. नाउ इंडिया की डिफेंस एक्सपोर्ट की अगर बात करें, India has already stated that the defense export is worth of around 13,000 crore, right? This is the value. And it has been fixed with a target to increase up to 35,000 to 40,000 crore by 25 to 26. So this is the target, the anticipation target in terms of the defense export. So this is the value you can see here for 2016. This was the value. Now for 17-18, we have crossed this much, and the 18-19 was 1,745.77 crore. This is the value of export. Now, theaterization plans की अगर बात करें, as per the media report, India has set up and began to plan the rollout the long-awaited theaterization plan, and this is the plan which was actually being discussed with the air defense and the maritime theaters, right? And is what anticipated to launch in May 2020, but because of the COVID-19 and other problems that has arisen, it has taken another leap, and even it is forward, government is looking forward to come up with the final plan. Now theaterization is in the full backing, and the government is planning to roll out. In June 2021, the government has formed an 8-member committee, right? So this is again something important for the prelims as well, कि government ने 8-member committees की formation की है, and this is a fine tune for the theaterization's plan that will bring out all the stakeholders, especially in the Indian Air Force, for the speedy roll out of the new structures. Now the other news, high alert as Delhi reported the monkeypox cases. Again, we have seen this is the 4th cases. There's something important for General Studies paper 2, issues related to development and management of health. So recently the first case of the monkeypox was reported in the Delhi, the national capital. ये पहली बार होगा कि दिल्ली में ये केस रिपोर्ट किए गए होंगे, right? And monkeypox is an infection that was declared as a public health emergency by the WHO. तो WHO ने already इसको emergency declare किया हुआ है, and the National Health of Virology Pune has confirmed that yes, this is a situation that entire country, entire nation need to take a caution of this. Now, high level meeting, the situation was originalized, basically it was being organized, and Director General of Health Services on Sunday, they have also come up with a plan that they will be looking forward to overcome the problem. Now, as per the WHO, around 17,000 people across 74 countries have witnessed the cases of the monkeypox, right? तो cases काफ़ी ज़्यादा हैं, and not only for India, India में तो अभी 4 cases report किए गए, in total India में 4 cases है, but for other countries the number is pretty high. The WHO has called for the countries of the South Asia to strengthen the surveillance, and public health measures need to be taken for the monkeypox. Now, case count की अगर बात करें, the cumulative confirmed cases, or if you look into for other countries, तो अगर कुछ important countries की बात करें like Spain, for Spain you can see, this is Spain here. Just allow me a minute. So this is Spain, right? For Spain, like this is 3125. United States के लिए 2316. Then for Germany, followed by United Kingdom, then France. और इंडिया की अगर बात करें, इंडिया में जो केसेस है काफ़ी कम है. इंडिया ने अभी तक सिर्फ 4 केसेस रिपोर्ट किए हैं इन टोटल. बट अगेन वी हैव टू इंश्योर दैट वी आर जस्ट इंश्योरिंग कि ये केसेस और ज़्यादा नहीं बढ़ रहे. नाउ डिटेल स्टडी की बात की गई है. अबाउट द डिटेल स्टडी फॉलोइंग द मीटिंग दैट टुक प्लेस, इट वाज सेड दैट द National Center for Disease Control, they have directed to carry out the detailed epidemiology plan for the investigation of the positive cases. तो जितने भी पॉजिटिव केसेस हैं उनके लिए डिटेल स्ट्रैटेजी बनाई जाएगी, सो दैट द रोड मैप कैन बी डिसाइडेड दैट हाउ गवर्नमेंट इज एग्जीक्यूटिंग इट. एंड मीनवाइल द नेशनल एड्स कंट्रोल ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस हैज सेट अप द इंस्ट्रक्शंस टू क्रिएट अवेयरनेस अमॉन्ग द प्रिवेंटिव ऑफ दिस डिजीजेस. द केस ऑफ मंकी पॉक्स अगर बात करें हैज अर्लियर बीन रिपोर्टेड फ्रॉम केरला. तो केरला से जो टोटल केस है वो 3 रिपोर्ट किए गए. टोटल नंबर ऑफ केसेस फ्रॉम केरला इज 3. नाउ मूविंग अहेड about the monkeypox की बात करें, it's an illness that is caused by the virus. So if it is being asked in examination ये किस तरह की disease है, this is spread by the virus and it has a zoonotic infections, right? Meaning that it can spread from animal to human being. So this is a term that is mostly being used in the examination, that किस तरह की infection है. This is a zoonotic infection, right? And it can be spread from one person to another. Now, monkeypox is transmitted from human through close contact with an infected person or even with the material that is contaminated with the virus. और monkeypox की अगर transmissions की बात करें from one person to another person by the close contact, that is like lice, body fluid, respiratory droplets, and even if they're sharing the bed or any other cloths, this can lead to the monkeypox infections. Now, something more about the monkeypox that you must know. This is a question answer. You can say the information was released by the WHO. So you can see some of the details are there regarding the monkeypox. So first and foremost, like country that an outbreak of the monkeypox, in some countries that do not normally have the cases, right? तो ये कुछ important facts है monkeypox के बारे में. while जो outbreak हुई है 17,000 cases अभी तक report किए गए हैं. And what are the other, like the way, as I've told you, first it is skin to skin contact, face to face contact, mouth to skin contact, and even if you are sharing towel, bedding for the patients, you are able to get the infection. What are the symptoms for the diseases, or you can say the monkeypox? Rashes hoti hai, fever is again the symptom, swollen lymph node, headache is again a big problem, the headache is seen, and muscles and outbreak and the low energy. So these are evident in the monkeypox cases. And even you can take the screenshot, you can read out the other details that is mentioned over here. Now, Center to start the 5G spectrum auction. This is again important for General Studies paper 2 under the topic issues, government policies and intervention in the various sector and issues arising from a design and implementations. So the center will start the much awaited auction process of the spectrum. You can say the 5G spectrum की जो बात की गई है वो start होने वाली है, and government is trying that 5G airwave की जो पूरी process है वो जल्द से जल्द start हो. So possibly it will be starting within this week. Tomorrow it is anticipated. Let's see. However, the analysts do not anticipate the investigative bidding, and given the sufficient availability of the spectrum and limited number of the participants. Now, major telecom players in India, there are some major players in India that is operating with this part. So this include Reliance Jio, Adani Data Network, Bharti Airtel, which is also known as Airtel, and Vodafone. So these are the companies that will be operating in the part of the bidding. Now spectrums की अगर बात करें, something basics, you don't need to learn the megahertz or the spectrum की band क्या है, बस आपको basic पता होना चाहिए that a total of around close to 7209 megahertz is going to be distributed with a validity of 20 years. So this is important, and airwave across various spectrum will be there. इसकी जो value बताई जा रही है, जो total value, that is 4360, right? And in the mid and high band, it will be utilized by the telecom services to roll out the 5G services. Now 5G speed would be 10 times higher as compared to possible through the 4G services. तो जो speed बताई जा रही है पहले वाले से, ये 10x तक ऊपर speed में होगी, which will be helping even for all the companies, operators, individual to get a high speed services. Now looking into the EMD, that is EMD stand for earnest money deposit. तो ये कुछ ऐसे deposits होंगी जो कि indicate करेगी, or it is indication of the maximum quantity of the airwaves that company can bid for the auctions, right? And typically the maximum auction participant is 8 to 10 times of the EMD. So this is a process that government has set up, and 4 bidders will be participating in the upcoming auctions. और ये 4 participant कौन-कौन है? These are the big company that are operating in India. The first being the Reliance Jio. तो Reliance Jio इसमें एक important partners होगी. उसके अलावे Adani Data Group है, followed by Bharti Airtel and Vodafone Idea. So this was a merger of these 2 big companies. Now, as per the official data, Reliance Jio has made close to 14,000 crore rupees with the earnest money deposit. और जो deposit amount है Adani network की, this is 100 crores, और Bharti Airtel की, this is valued around 5,500. Vodafone ने 2,200 के आसपास दी है. Now this is the data that will help you understand about the total valuation that has been there for the companies. इसमें कुछ companies के categories हैं net worth, और उनके पास करके अगर आप देखिए EMD के बारे में, this is the EMD value followed by the potential worth value, then there is the eligibility, net worth, and the last year EMD, right? So this is how the government is taking the entire calculations. Now study on snow leopard and its prey, something again important for general studies paper 3 precisely, under the topic conservation of environmental pollution, degradation and EIA. So a study was conducted by the Zoological Survey of India on the snow. So snow leopard में की गई है, और ये बताएगी हमें कि किस तरह से important aspects हैं इस खास करके snow leopard को लेकर के, and it has thrown up interesting insight about the exclusive movement cat and its prey species, right? किस तरह से उसकी habitat है, कहाँ पे रहती है, और prey की अगर बात करें, prey and predators के relations किस तरह से. Now moving ahead, talking about the other aspect, that is the National Mission on Himalayan Studies. So this shows that the study was actually conducted under the National Mission for Himalayan Studies, right? So this was the main rationale upon which the study was revealed, and a strong link between the habitat and the snow leopard has been there in the Siberian apex and blue shield, right? So the scientists have come up with a camera trap and science survey to evaluate the occurrence and even the snow leopard and its prey in the Sipti Valley of Himachal Pradesh. So location is important if it is being asked. तो आपकी prelims के examination के इस तरह के location aspects से चीजें जरूरी हैं. And even the detailed study has been published in the journal called as the Journal of PLOS 1. So more about the study that is important for your prelims also. यहाँ पे कुछ habitat या और भी चीज़ों के बारे में आपको जानकारी मिलेगी. So the habitat basically it covers the various aspect, that is such as barren land, grassland, जो grassland की अगर बात करें, slopes, distance of the water were important, and the drivers of the habitat use snow leopard as well as prey species, right? So which was a location where it was actually conducted, कहाँ पे की गई है? तो location is Sipti Valley in Himachal Pradesh, right? Poses a good habitat and it's outside protected area that gets supports to the variable pollutions and even threaten the snow leopards and its prey species. Now about the snow leopard, this is many a time important for the prelims also. कई बार आपसे prelims में यहाँ से direct सवाल पूछे जा सकते हैं. So it has been classified as an vulnerable. अगर बात करें इसकी status की, तो ये vulnerable की categories में आती है. And even it was by the International Union for Conservation of Red List. तो ये red list के data में ये सारी चीजें mention की गई है. And many a times UPSC directly asks you the question about this, right? and it has been scheduled under species as one of the Indian Wildlife Protection Act, and they're exclusive to the mountain cats. In addition, अगर sites की बात करें, that is the conservation on international trade in endangered species, इसके अंदर भी इसके बारे में mention की गई है. Moving to the editorial of the day, that is a shot in the arm of the rule of law, a brilliant editorial written by Mr. R.K. Raghavan. So this editorial is important for general studies paper basically 2, it's not 3, ये 2 के लिए important है. और यहाँ पे बात की गई है functions and responsibility of union and state and issues pertaining to federal structure. So what I'm going to discuss under this editorial, so precisely there are 5 important subheads that I'll be discussing with you. So under this important subhead, the first is about the Satyendra Kumar Until and CBI. Other is India and the bail law in UK, recommendations by the Supreme Court, and the problem of overcrowding prisons. And the entire editorial, this is the focus of this editorial, is upon the reform. तो जो पूरी reform है उसके बारे में बात की गई है इस editorial में. So recently the Supreme Court of India has highlighted the need to bring a reform in the bail related laws. सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने बहुत ही वोकल होकर के ये बात की है कि जो बेल है उसमें काफ़ी ज़्यादा रिवैम्प करने की ज़रूरत है, जो प्रोसेस ऑफ बेल है उसमें काफ़ी ज़्यादा चेंजेस की ज़रूरत है. Now the Supreme Court has said that bail has remained a rule and jail is an exception. Right? This is a statement that was a long, it was being trended in the entire news. आपने कई बार newspaper में पढ़ा भी हुआ है. Even if you have seen in the news, it was there. So it's called for the separate bail laws to prevent the unnecessary arrest. जिस तरह से unnecessary arrest हुई थी, चाहे वो UAPA की बात हो, राइट, UAPA में बात हो, और भी ज़्यादा ये खास करके अरेस्ट की गई है. इवन फॉर सम जर्नलिस्ट वर अरेस्टेड, सेडिशन वाज देयर. तो कुछ इस चीज़ को लेकर के बात की गई कि काफ़ी अननेसेसरी जो अरेस्ट है वो भी किए गए, राइट. सो दिस इज व्हाट पॉइंटेड आउट बाय द सुप्रीम कोर्ट, एंड द सुप्रीम कोर्ट एंड इट्स जजेस हैव सेड दैट टाइम एंड अगेन they have been calling about the debate that is ongoing, and they have also called for the suggestions, remark, and they have issued direction that arrest में के बाद जो bail है वो एक हर एक इंडिविजुअल की राइट है, उसे मिलनी चाहिए, और जेल जो है वो एक्सेप्शन है. सो डेफिनेटली द गवर्नमेंट नीड टू वर्क ऑन द क्रिमिनल जस्टिस सिस्टम, राइट. सो द कैटेगोरिकली स्टेटेड अबाउट द क्रिमिनल जस्टिस सिस्टम. नाउ सत्येंद्र कुमार अंटिल वर्सेस सीबीआई की अगर केस की बात करें, so in this cases Satyendra Kumar Until versus the Criminal Bureau of Central Bureau of Investigations, the Supreme Court has expressed its unhappiness. Supreme Court ने अपनी unhappiness जाहिर की है with the current states of the criminal justice system. The court said that the minimum regard was there the violation of human right. जो human right की violations हैं, जो हमारी fundamental rights हैं, उसकी violations की गई है बहुत हद तक, right? So it was a violation of the fundamental right, and the Supreme Court has observed that indiscriminate arrest and the indicative of the colonial mindset has created an impression of the police state. So police states पे आप एक direct question अपने mains examination में भी expect कर सकते हैं. The highlight of the Supreme Court observations were insistent on the safeguard basis and emphasized on quickening the pace and suggestions of the trial. Now for the Bail Act, it was says कि US में जो legislation है हमें उसके parallel कुछ reform करने की ज़रूरत है. इंडिया की अगर बेल लॉ की अगर बात करें, व्हाट इज द इंसिडेंट इन इंडिया प्रिसाइजली. सो इंडिया में सीआरपीसी फॉलो की जाती है. सीआरपीसी स्टैंड फॉर द क्रिमिनल प्रोसीजर्स कोड, राइट, एंड इट डज नॉट डिफाइन द वर्ड बेल. बेल की कोई प्रोविजंस नहीं है. यहाँ पे 2 कैटेगरीज बताई गई है, या तो कोई चीज बेलेबल ऑफेंस होंगी, इधर इट इज अ बेलेबल ऑफेंस और इट इज अ नॉन बेलेबल ऑफेंस, राइट. सो दिस इज व्हाट हैज बीन सेड, एंड सीआरपीसी एम्पावर अ मजिस्ट्रेट टू ग्रांट बेल, राइट. जो किसी भी ऑफेंस में कॉग्निजेबल ऑफेंस है, नॉन कॉग्निजेबल ऑफेंस है, उसमें वो बेल अप्लाई करते हैं. सो दिस वुड रिलीज फर्दर फर्निशिंग अ बेल बॉन्ड. इंडिविजुअल को बेल बॉन्ड भरनी पड़ती है, एंड देन ही इज अलाउड विथ और विदाउट सिक्योरिटी, राइट. सो नॉन बेलेबल ऑफेंस जो है, दीज आर कॉग्निजेबल, राइट. नॉन बेलेबल ऑफेंस आर कॉग्निजेबल विच इनेबल्स द पुलिस ऑफिसर्स टू अरेस्ट विदाउट अ वारंट. नॉन कॉग्निजेबल का मतलब है कि विदाउट वारंट भी पुलिस उनको अरेस्ट कर सकती है. Now in such cases, the magistrate would determine the accused should be left on release on bail or not. So the total wisdom of court of the lower court is essential. Now बात करें यूके में किस तरह की लॉ है, वहाँ पे क्या फॉलो की जाती है. So precisely in the UK, right? So the bail in the United Kingdom, that is under its act in 1976, specifically it's prescribed that it प्रोसीजर्स फॉर द ग्रांटिंग ऑफ द बेल, राइट। और वहाँ पे और भी कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट्स हैं जो आपको समझने की जरूरत है। की फीचर इज दैट इट एम्स द एम ऑफ द लेजिस्लेशन इज टू रिड्यूस द नंबर ऑफ जो इनमेट है, खास करके जितने भी जो अंडर ट्रायल्स हैं उनकी नंबर्स को कम रखा जाए, ये कोशिश होती है वहाँ पे। Now, the law has also been a provision of ensuring the legal independence, right? And the act recognize a general right to grant has to be there, right? तो बेल की ग्रांट वहाँ पे easy है। कोर्ट कोशिश करती है कि ज़्यादा लोगों को जेल ना भेजा जाए, because again there is a part of other problem that is arising even for the in terms of giving their options to live, hygiene के issues, बहुत सारे problem है that can exist. Now sections basically अगर बात करें section 4A raise a presumptions by the bail stating that the law applies to person who shall be granted bail except provided in the schedule 1 of the act. तो ये कुछ यूके के laws हैं जो इंडिया भी incorporate कर सकती है. Some recommendations that was given by the Supreme Court in this regard. So there are 3 important recommendations that was given by the Supreme Court. I'll just give you all details. So first let's understand the ruling in the form of the guideline that was there. ये guideline के form में कुछ ruling दी गई है, and it was also done with a certain procedure issues to the police and judiciary, right? So what was the recommendation that was given? The first is called for a separate bail law for the separate bail. तो यहाँ पे एक जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने उसने काफ़ी important बातें कही हैं. The court has underlined जो CRPC है, despite the amendment, it should take the independence, और यहाँ पे खास करके इंडिपेंडेंस के बाद से देखा जाए तो बहुत हद तक जो स्ट्रक्चरल चेंजेस है वो नहीं किए गए और ओरिजिनल स्ट्रक्चर पे ही सीआरपीसी काम कर रही है, विच इज अगेन अ प्रॉब्लम. नाउ द कोर्ट हैज मेड द पॉइंट दैट द सिग्नल दैट डिस्पाइट रूलिंग स्ट्रक्चरली द कोर्ट डज नॉट अकाउंट फॉर अरेस्ट ऑफ द फंडामेंटल राइट और लिबर्टी. सो व्हाई देयर इज अ मिसयूज ऑफ दिस लॉ, एंड इट हैज सेड दैट द लॉ इज कॉलोनियल इन नेचर. कॉलोनियल तरह की लॉ है जिसको हमें हटाने की जरूरत है. Now it has also highlighted that the magistrate do not necessarily exercise his discretionary power or uniform. तो जो मजिस्ट्रेट के पास पावर है लोअर कोर्ट में वो भी पूरी तरह से अपनी पावर की यूटिलाइज नहीं करते, राइट. सो दिस इज व्हाट हाईलाइटेड. नाउ इनडिस्क्रिमिनेट अरेस्ट की बात की गई है. द कोर्ट हैज नोटेड दैट देयर इज अ कल्चर ऑफ टू मेनी अरेस्ट. बहुत सारे अरेस्ट किए गए हैं, which is again a problem, right? And it has emphasized that even for some cognizable offense which was there, the arrest is not mandatory or necessary. तो कोर्ट ने कहा है, जो खास करके इवन ये ऑब्जर्वेशंस जो हैं सुप्रीम कोर्ट की हैं, तो उन्होंने सब चीज़ों को हाईलाइट करते हुए एक इंपॉर्टेंट सजेशंस दी. नाउ वन मोर ग्राउंड विच कैन मेक फॉर द अरेस्ट इज व्हेन ही और हर और हिज प्रेजेंस इज रिक्वायर्ड फॉर एन अरेस्ट. कोई ऐसी ऑफेंस है जहाँ पे उस इंडिविजुअल की प्रेजेंस मैंडेटरी है, वहाँ पे आप उसको अरेस्ट कर सकते हैं उसके प्रोडक्शंस कोर्ट में लाने के लिए. दिस कैन बी अश्योर्ड नॉट फॉर द एनी अदर केसेस. नाउ बेल एप्लीकेशंस की बात की गई है, हाउ दिस इज अगेन एविडेंट. So this is necessary for in instances applications while considering under section 88. ये कुछ important sections हैं इस bill के 88, 70, 204 and 209, right? And these sections will relate to the various aspects of the trial where magistrate is deciding on the accused, and there are range of power of the magistrate that takes to the bond and even issues power with summon, that is section 205. The court has held that, Supreme Court has held that these circumstances, the magistrate must routinely consider the bail. ये power magistrate के पास होती है without insisting on certain bail provisions or applications. Now एक और सबसे बड़ी problem जो है इसमें, it's a problem of overcrowding of prisons. The Supreme Court has also drew attentions of the problem, जहाँ पे जो far-reaching problem है overcrowding की, उसको लेकर के, and it was attended with the such corruptions. Now an overwhelming majority of the inmates are there in under trial, and there are two ill effects of it. जब ज़्यादा number of under trials होंगे उसके क्या problems होंगे? First is the inconsistency during the trial of the judicial custody. Once this number is increased, तो जज जुडिशरी पे भी प्रेशर होती है उस ट्रायल को कंप्लीट करने के लिए, राइट, विच इज डिफरेंट फ्रॉम दैट इज व्हाट प्रिवेल इन अदर कंट्रीज, स्पेशली इन द यूनाइटेड किंगडम. यूके की अगर बात करें वहाँ पे डिफरेंस है while granting the bail in the more liberal way. Now the second part that is again important for you, the second part की अगर बात करें, there are tortures that is a result of collisions between the principal pair and the scenes, and even this can be discussed with only a marginal impact. तो इंडिया में खास करके जो क्राउडिंग ऑफ प्रिजनर्स है उसको सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने भी कई बार हाईलाइट किया अपने बातों में कि जो प्रिजनर्स हैं जो अंडर ट्रायल्स हैं उनके जल्दी से केसेस को डिस्पोज ऑफ किया जाए, and if required, if any conviction is required, they said they should face the conviction or they should move away from the chains, right? Now moving to the MCQ questions of the day. Before I proceed, just to tell you the answers of Saturday questions. For first question, the correct option is C. जो पहला सवाल है उसके correct option C, and for the second question, also the correct option is C. Today MCQ for practice आपको कोवैक्स प्रोग्राम के बारे में बताना है. This is a program which was led by the Gavi, right? And उसके साथ साथ WHO Coalition for Epidemics and Innovations. The aim of this program is to ensure equitable distributions of the COVID-19 vaccines, right? So do check it out. Which among the following is the correct option? Second, inner line permit के बारे में आपको बताना है. Which among the following is correct? So ILP is issued by the Union Home Affairs Ministry, Ministry of Home Affairs कह सकते हैं. And the aim, basically this is enforced in the important states of Northeastern, which include Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Mizoram and Manipur. So which among the following is the correct option? Do check it out. कई बार इसके अंदर के जो प्रोविजंस हैं, इवन जो होम मिनिस्ट्रीज की और भी जो प्रोविजंस है वो भी काफ़ी ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है आपके मेंस के एग्जाम के लिए. So this was all about for the daily news and editorial analysis followed by the MCQ questions. If you have any other concern, you can let me know. I'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Thank you so much for watching this video.